Hello everyone and welcome back to Two Bros Game Night. I am your host, Older Bro.
I'm your other host, Younger Bro.
And today we continue in PokéPark Wii.
Yeah,
we're
in the
some more
beach
flying
zone
stuff.
doing Pelipper's attraction.
Yeah. Let's see how much easier the Pelipper attraction is with something who can actually fly.
Oh, god damn it, I dropped the Wii remote.
Well, okay, that's going to be a problem.
Alright, so this is a much less,
Pain in the ass.
I was gonna say strenuous,
Like
attraction.
I said, pain in the ass.
Because all this is gyro control, that's all it is.
Yeah, this is one of those times where gyro control is actually, like, good. Because it's...
Yeah, Star Raptor hasn't been too bad.
Well, I'm just saying for a game like, for something like this is where gyro controls make a lot of sense because
Oh yeah.
it's just moving up, down, left, and right. So, like, gyro makes a lot of sense for that.
But yeah, the amount of Pokemon in this attraction is typically the main amount in every attraction. There are some that have more, but this is pretty much right about where it's at. I have gotten every ring before. You'd think you'd be able to do it with Latias. It's actually harder because of how fast she flies.
Yeah, you need you need something in between.
Yeah, so something like Staraptor and maybe a little bit faster than Togekiss.
Yeah.
Just a tiny bit.
Yeah, I don't know what the total, like, number is for this. Like, what the max score is.
Oh, I'm over it. I'm well over
No,
it.
no, no. I mean, like, the actual theoretical max. Like, how many, what...
Around 40.
Yeah, like, what... If you got every ring, what would you get? So I'm guessing it's closer to, like, 30, 32.
Crow. I am the Don Crow. I'm here to beat your attraction for you. Alright, somebody get my Dark Pulse.
Hey, I thought I told you to line these up better.
Are you making the Don Crow sweat on purpose? How could you?
Yeah.
Off with your head.
Yeah. I gave you 10,000 berries to line these things up in a straight line.
Get my guillotine.
Get my guillotine. Why does the Italian mob crow have a guillotine, which is famously French?
I'm a sucker for them pirate movies.
He's a sucker
Off
for
with the
guillotines.
Off with the heads and no.
Those aren't pirate movies. Those are hennies. I don't guillotine you in those. Oh, by the way, speaking of the pirate movies, do you know what the most expensive movie ever recorded was?
Live action or cartoon?
Live action, like theatrical release movies. What was the most expensive theatrical release movie?
PS4 that was Gone with the Wind.
No, that was one of the ones that was the highest earning adjusted for inflation. We're just talking unadjusted for inflation total cost.
Was it the third Pirates movie?
It was On Stranger Tides. I think that was the one. I think that was the one where they literally split open the fucking sea.
That's Dead Man Tales No Tales.
No. Then it was the other one, the one with the mermaids, Fountain of Youth.
So yeah, the third one.
Yeah, no, the fourth one. There's 5 part films.
Oh yeah, I thought I keep thinking the
because they were recorded.
fourth
at the
one
same
is the
time.
third one.
Yeah,
Yes,
they recorded together. Yeah.
yeah. A lot of people hate on that movie. It's like I don't.
Yeah, it was fine, but it was definitely a situation where
Pelipper doing his own attraction.
Pelipper.
He sucks at it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's good at designing the attraction, not necessarily performing the attraction. But no, it was famously ludicrously expensive because one, anytime you're dealing with water, it's excruciatingly expensive. But the second reason why was Johnny Depp got paid like $50 million or something, and didn't have to memorize any of his lines. He had like an earpiece that they just told him his lines. Like he just gave. He's just like, I'm here for the money, and I give no shits. So yeah, it was ludicrously expensive. And one of the other movies that was on this list, because this was in a quiz. One of the other movies was Justice League. You know, the movie they shot twice.
Yeah, I give no shits for the extended version.
Yeah,
and it's not even canon, so that's why I don't care about it.
Yeah, but it's just funny that the Pirates movie, because of the cost of water, actually was more. It cost them more money to film that than it did to film an entire movie twice. Like, that's how expensive that movie is. Just, it's uncomparable. It also doesn't help that, again, like, try to think of it. Who's actually that big in Justice League?
Who's, like, the biggest name in Justice League?
Yeah, like...
Right now, it'd probably be the actor who plays Aquaman. Or, Batman.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Johnny
Ben
Depp...
Affleck.
Yeah, meanwhile, Johnny Depp is in Pirates. Plus, like, Keira Knightley and Orlando Bloom. Like, those movies have some of, like, the biggest, like, actors in them. They have Johnny Depp's father is, like, a very well-known actor, and I can't remember who he was. But, like, those movies have, like, some of the biggest actors. So it's like, yeah.
Yeah, when I rewatched all the Pirates movies, I didn't even realize that Johnny Depp's father in Pirates came back.
Yeah, he did.
He came back for the fourth film for, like, one scene.
Yeah, for one scene, and he got, like, a huge amount of money for that. Yeah, like those. So yeah, it's like, that's the thing with Justice League. A lot of those actors are bigger now that they've been in Justice League, but when Justice League happened, they were nobodies. Or if not nobodies, they were lower tier actors. They weren't at the top of their game, like A-list celebrity actors.
Yeah, and I think what really screwed over DC's universe is the recasting of Superman. Like, that actor got screwed over. Like, I thought he was a fine Superman.
Well, that's part of the problem. The other part of the problem is that they went too fast, and also, they're trying to be this dark universe, and I don't think people wanted that. Like, I don't think
they wanted it to be darker than Marvel. It's like, why?
Yeah, I don't think people seem to understand that it's like,
imitation is one of the biggest forms of flattery.
Well, yes, but the reason that is that people don't just understand that, like, the reason Marvel has like so many quips and jokes and like why they tend to be so like fun most of the time is because that's what the audience actually wants most of the time. They just don't want darker movies in most situations. People like lighthearted movies, and they tend to prefer them over
and that's why I think
movies.
Superman is supposed to be a lighthearted character movie.
Yeah.
And they fucked that.
He's literally one of the darkest characters in their roster is Batman.
And it's kind of hard to fuck over Batman. Like,
yeah.
So, yeah, a dark movie works fine with Batman and maybe Suicide Squad.
Yeah, but that's the problem, is that this...
Suicide Squad was more light.
Yeah. The way I'll describe it is this. It would be... The equivalent to Justice League is, what if Marvel based their entire movie around Logan? What if Logan was considered the most important character to the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
The other issue with the DC Universe is they go too fast. God damn, I dropped my controller.
Yeah. Yeah, they went too fast, but I don't think that even if they'd slowed it down, I don't think that would resolve the problem. The problem is that the characters they needed to focus on were Shazam, Aquaman, Superman.
Well, Shazam, I don't even think was that big until his movie.
Yeah, but again, neither was anyone in Marvel. Iron Man was not that big until MCU. So it doesn't matter that they weren't the biggest characters in their universe.
But yeah, Shazam was made to be a little bit of a lighthearted.
Yeah, and Shazam was one of the better movies they had in that universe. So, hell, I enjoyed The Rock in that movie, and he basically was just evil Shazam.
Yeah, they did fine with that one.
Yeah, like, I thought that one was good.
Tell him the black man sent you. It's so good.
But, yeah.
Like, even The Rock wanted to be Black Adam, and he kind of teased it, and then he became Black Adam. It's like, yes, you were the perfect choice.
Yeah, like, he did very well. I enjoyed that movie. But, let me say this.
The other thing is they're rebooting it.
Well, yes, obviously. But, again, their big problem, I think the biggest problem they had was that they did the logical thing. Marvel being as big as it is was an accident. I don't think maybe that's a better way to describe it. Like, Marvel becoming the biggest superhero movies and super successful was not intentional. It was an accident.
Like, Kevin Feige asked the question that I was asking for a long time with all these Marvel movies. It's like, why don't they just do what they did in the comics?
Yeah, but again, not even that. The thing with Marvel was that Marvel didn't have their big names, so they just pulled anyone. They just said, we need important characters, we'll make these characters super important, and we'll make a structured storyline around them. They had to put their best foot forward because they couldn't fall back on Spider-Man. They couldn't fall back on the Fantastic Four or X-Men or any of the big names from the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Well, Avengers, Defenders, X-Men, and Fantastic Four are probably some of the biggest teams.
Yeah. So it's like, they didn't have a lot of, like, the big people that they wanted. So it's just like, we'll just have to take who we have and make them the most important people in this universe.
Yeah, and then they got Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man.
They picked some of the best people they possibly could have for those roles. Because they didn't have a choice. If they didn't, they'd fail. And they knew that. It was all, like, it is a miracle that that movie franchise, the MCU.
16,000 exist.
Yeah, it is a miracle that the MCU was successful. But Justice League didn't have that same... The DCEU doesn't have that same backstory. It doesn't have that same setup.
It doesn't have that same issue.
Yeah, that's the problem, is DC owns all their characters. So what did they do? They started with the fan favorite. Let's start with Batman.
They started with Superman.
Yes. No, they didn't. They started with Batman. Now, you'll say, oh, but the first movie was Superman. But very clearly, that Superman was based on Batman. They took the character that everyone liked, Batman, and said, let's build the entire universe around the Dark Knight. Let's make all the characters fit in a Dark Knight universe. Because that was popular. So we're going to have a darker Superman. We're going to have a darker Aquaman. We're going to have a darker Batman. Well, they didn't actually have to have darker Batman. Batman's dark enough already.
There are dark DC superheroes that are Batman and Superman, and that's the Full Metal, like, comics.
Yeah, but that's the problem. That's not what people going into a Justice League movie, into a Superman movie, are wanting.
Yeah, that's something like far future.
Exactly. It would be like if Marvel, another way to put it, it would be like if Marvel started in the Marvel Zombies universe. And they built their entire universe around that. It's a side story. It's a what-if story. Marvel isn't built off a what-if.
Which involves multi-dimensions.
Yeah, it's like Marvel isn't built around one of their what-if stories. It's built around their main universe. Well, again, the MCU isn't actually the main universe because it's not 616, despite what Feige says. It's actually 199,999. But not the point. It's still built around the main character, like those main characters acting in a way they would in 616. Like, the MCU is basically just an offshoot of 616 in effect.
Look up to see what legendaries and mythicals you can play skill games with. Because I'm not sure if all of them appear. Yeah, I missed one ring.
Oh, I didn't even see that you missed one.
Yeah, she moves so fast that it's hard to control.
Yeah. I'll admit I'm not even sure what to look up for this, but I'm also kind of focusing right now on this.
What legendaries and mythicals can you play skill games with in PokéPark?
Well,
okay, so it's near 30,000 is max. Did I beat it? No!
no, you have to get every ring for Latias. Actually complete. Everyone. Oh, good. The non-optional 100%.
You have to get 30,000. Got it.
Wow, so you missed one. So the max is actually over. So I think it might be 32,000 or 31,000 or something like that. Yeah, I can't find that. I looked up a list of every Pokemon playing skill games and I can't find anything. So I don't think that anyone gives enough of a shit to have made that information available.
Okay, can you play a skill game with Latias?
You just did.
That's an attraction. Skill game.
Oh. Can you find them in the world?
Yes.
Then yes. That's
no. I don't know. That's what I'm looking for. Can you find Latias in world in PokéPark?
Oh, okay. Well, then that's a... Yeah, I can try to look that up. Some of the legendary and lockable legendaries don't appear outside of the attractions and are just secret characters. Latias is one of them.
Which ones can we find?
That is all they say.
I'm guessing the only ones we can find are the code ones, then.
Yes. Yeah, it's only the code ones, so. Because what you're doing with those codes is you're making them appear in world. Otherwise, they don't appear in world, and you just get them through the attractions.
Okay, that sucks. As I swore you could find Suicune, but I might be thinking of Snap.
Probably thinking of Snap.
I do have Snap on the list, guys. It's pretty high up on the list, but I had to delay it when new Snap came out.
Yeah.
Or otherwise we would have played it. But then I was like, you know what? I want to play PokéPark more, so we're playing PokéPark.
Yeah.
But don't be surprised if we start playing a lot of Pokemon, guys. Guys, there are very many games we want to get to as soon as we can.
It's always really weird to me that Pikachu isn't like the first Pokemon on the list, and then the Legendary is the last one.
No, Pikachu's the first on this list.
Well, yeah, but the Legendary isn't the last one. Like the one right behind Pikachu.
Yeah, I know.
Sometimes the Legendary is just in the middle of the list.
I don't know what they have it ordered by.
Yeah,
but it's definitely not by name or number.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't... Like, it's not even in-game number.
It might be friendship number, maybe.
No.
Actually, no. Manaphy would be last.
Yeah, it doesn't reorder.
So...
It's always the same order, so...
Yeah, it's weird.
I have no clue what they number by, but it doesn't make any sense.
Oh boy, Empoleon. Yeah, the flight attraction, even though it has a small roster, it was one of the longer ones because of how long the attraction is.
Yeah, these are all 30 seconds, so... Empoleon just like, I have infinite control. And speed. Holy shit.
Woo!
Yeah, that's insane.
Oh, you should see Manaphy. Manaphy goes so fast, I have a hard time controlling it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see it later.
Yeah. Floatzel's not that bad either. Because he's just a torpedo in water.
Yeah, let me see. Let me also just double check. Because I have the PokéPad, or the PowPad number on Bulbapedia. Let me see if Bulbapedia says, like, a location.
You're looking for every Pokemon after Mew.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to see if it even says it for me.
Well, for Mew, it's at the
we
Sky
know,
Pavilion.
but I want to see where it is, if it even lists it.
Yeah, for Alligator is alright. But he moves so weirdly in water.
Okay, it does list it, and I know where it lists it. So
like, to me, that's not how an alligator moves in water. When an alligator moves in water, it moves its tail left and right, not up and down.
So,
and they're slower. Well, I say they're slower, but they actually do move pretty quickly, especially underwater. Overwater, that's when they are slower, but it's underwater where you gotta watch out. Alright, Golduck, impress Misty. Show her your guns. He just brings out water pistols.
Okay. Yeah, so Jirachi requires password, which we knew about. Manaphy. Is in the beach zone. Let's see where it lists it.
Wait, Manaphy is in the beach zone?
Yep.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it lists it as... It lists it as a person in World.
Okay.
But it also lists Latias here.
That makes no sense. I would think Latias is in Granite.
Yeah. Because it has... The way Bulbapedia lists things, it lists them as available Pokemon, and then other Pokemon. So the other Pokemon they appear in the zone but cannot be befriended by any means. And those are the ones, that includes the ones that are like, these only appear in, the skill game.
But it does say Manaphy in the world.
Oh no, its location is the
Gyarados
is the
attraction.
So never mind.
Never mind for Manaphy and Latios.
Well, because the other one put them in the unavailable ones, which is weird because the one that it put there was Jirachi, and then it says available by code. It's like, whatever.
Okay, how many Pokemon we got left? 6. Okay, let's go ahead and just beat this attraction in front of Manaphy, and then we'll call it for today.
Yeah, Suicune is just the slide. Metagross is just the
Oh yeah, it's not even all legendary Pokemon.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like it's only the ones via code. So, if it ain't code, it ain't available.
Dang. Yeah, we only got about 4 Pokemon left. So we'll go ahead and just clear this and then be done with the beach zone.
Assuming you can clear all of them.
On the first try.
Yeah.
Manaphy's gonna be the real kicker.
Yeah.
But Manaphy is super quick.
Well, that's true.
Oh boy. Saved some of the slowest for last.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Corsola has infinite turn radius, basically. Or negative turn radius. It doesn't want to turn.
Yeah, I think Lotad's the slowest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think left to right is slowest to fastest, and right to left is fastest to slowest. And I keep starting right.
No, that doesn't make sense because the Bulbasaur's dash had some of the fastest Pokemon at the end, in like the middle or the end.
No.
So that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, you're right.
I think it's just random. I really don't think that there was any grand reason they put Pokemon in certain orders. I think they just put them there. They were like, sure, this one.
Yeah, in this game you can play as nearly every Pokemon, but with PokéPark 2, you can only play as 4, the main 4.
Yeah. Well, they also...
They don't have attractions.
Yeah, they don't have attractions.
Well, they do and they don't.
Yeah.
They have 4 attractions, and you can only play as them with Pikachu,
yeah,
Snivy, Tepig, and Oshawott.
Yeah, exactly. But it's also not... Yeah. It's like you can play with more Pokemon because you actually have to play with 4 different Pokemon throughout the game, but you also
don't play
really
as
have attractions anymore.
Pokemon.
It's just challenge stuff.
It's just
that you
skill
do
games. Like,
yeah.
the entirety of PokéPark 2 was skill games.
Yeah.
And, what's the other dimension?
Oh, I don't remember. We'll get to it when we get there. And there's Manaphy.
Park Place?
No.
I think that's what it's called. Yeah, it's a weird name. It's called Park Place.
I think you're thinking of Monopoly.
No, I'm pretty sure that's what they called it. Or they called it something similar.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at Manaphy go.
Yep. I wonder if Manaphy could hit none of the boosts and still beat the time.
No. Don't try that.
Because, like, I don't know what Manaphy's time is. Oh my god!
Oh!
5.05 seconds.
0.5. Oh my.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there goes my hypothesis.
I pretty much cannot miss the speed boost.
I think you can, but with that amount of difference, I think you can miss a speed boost. Just
like I missed this one.
You can probably miss one of these two.
I usually miss that first one.
Yeah.
Woo! Got it.
By 0.07 seconds.
Mana! I love its jump. Okay. That's all the beach zone attractions.
Yep. Okay, guys. That's going to be it for this episode. We will come back next time with the iceberg zone again. Until then, the future is very uncertain. What is certain is you guys are awesome. And there'll be more Two Bros Game Night tomorrow. See you then!
Goodbye.